Today we're going to see how to do elementary report card grading using Genesis. There have been some changes for the 2018-2019 school year. One thing that has not changed is that we are still logging in through Genesis, as you can see here, the same way that you would to do attendance each day and the same way that you've always done for report cards. However, once you have logged in, this is what's going to happen. Okay. In the past, you used to click on elementary grading. This tab no longer applies. It's possible that this tab will have been removed by the time you view this video, but if not, please disregard and simply click on grading. When you do so, your screen will look like this. Then click here where it says Post Grades. And now is where things will start to look a little different. Here, you will see all of the courses or classes that have been assigned to you on your schedule through Genesis. If you teach grades K through 2, you will see reading, writing, math, and science. For grades 1 and 2, you will also see social studies. Kindergarten teachers, please note your social studies standards will be found in your reading course. So let's say I click on my course for reading. This is what I will see. I have a list of each of my students. These grayed out boxes here have student names below, but they've been covered up to protect the innocent. Under each name, you have the standards that they'll be graded on for that particular subject. You'll simply use your drop-down menu and give your student a score of 4, 3, 2, or 1 for each standard in that subject. Then you'll go on to your next student and your next student, and so on until you reach the end. Please make sure you click Save to save the grades that you've inputted before you move on. If you haven't finished with all of your students, as long as you click Save, that much work will be saved and you can continue another time. Important to note, this note applies only to kindergarten through second grade teachers, not third, fourth, and fifth. The behaviors that support learning, which are also known as work skills and social skills, these will appear as standards to grade in your reading course. That's your reading course only. However, these standards apply to all subject areas that you teach, but they will only show up in the reading course. So when you give a student a grade, please consider that grade to apply to all areas that you teach throughout the day. Again, that's only for K1 and 2. Okay. Over here, once again, we have our drop-down menus. C is for consistently, R for rarely, S for sometimes. Here we have it again. This is a sample of a reading course and the standards to be graded. Note that the behaviors that support learning are part of this reading course. If you are a grade 3, 4, or 5 teacher, you are departmentalized. So after you've clicked grading, followed by post grades, you will see the courses that you teach. Here's an example. Please note that you have your courses and your sections 1, 2, and 3. So you must know which section belongs to which home room. You'll click on that course, and again you will grade your students on all of the standards that apply to that subject. Here's an example of what it will look like. However, when it comes to behaviors that support learning, If you're a 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade teacher, you will see this in almost all of your courses. If you're a math teacher, they will be listed as standards under math for each of your students. Here we have the OA standards, here we have the NBT standards, followed by work skills and social skills, all for one student. Then we go to the next student, and again, we have our OA standards and our NBT standards, followed by behaviors that support learning for the next student, and so on. Please note, though, if you're a language arts teacher, you will see these under reading. However, they will not show up in your writing course. So when you give them a score for these categories, work skills, social skills, in your reading course, please know that it applies to your reading course as well as your writing course. Now we get to our elective teachers, our gym, art, music, world language teachers. When you enter Genesis, click grading and post grades, you're going to see all of the courses that you teach, the grade level and the section. Notice all of these courses for an art teacher from kindergarten right on through 5th grade. You're going to click on one class at a time or one course at a time and give grades to all the students in that course. Save it, come back and do your next course. Save it in your next course. You may want to keep a checklist where you can check off each class after you've given them their grades. This is what it will look like if you are an elective teacher. Student and something to score, a standard. A student and a standard. A student and that standard. All of the students in that class will appear in that course. Comments, which you can see here, the Comments tab. You can have up to 4,000 characters when you type comments for your students. In case you didn't know, spaces between words are considered characters. 4,000 characters is a pretty large amount. That's why we're looking for very specific feedback on the standards that you score. Samples of report card comments will be given out to all grade level teachers. Now, although we're not printing our report cards this year, you may decide that you would like to see a student's report card. Here is how it's done. After you log into Genesis, you'll click on Student Data. Then you will go here to Homeroom. It's a drop-down menu. You'll click your homeroom. Then you'll have your list of students. Here's the ID number. Here we've blocked out their names. First thing you'll do is click on their ID number. Remember, you have clicked the homeroom. Now you click on the student's ID number. Then we click on Report Cards. Now, from the View tab, you'll see, the word View here, that there are more than one option. In this case, there are two. We have this year's report card, which of course no grades have been posted yet, or we have last year's report card, where we can simply click View. So when looking at a report card, please pay careful attention to which particular report card you're looking at. This is your report card view. You will get a view of the report card the same way that a parent will see it. So if you've finished all your grading and you just want to make sure everything looks right, you can look at your report cards like this. Here's another sample of a report card. Something to note, some of the standards are marked as NA for certain trimesters. You'll see them here and here. When you are entering grades for the standards in each of your courses, only those standards that are open for the trimester will appear. If a grade has an NA, if a standard has an NA, it will not appear on your end when you go to enter grades for the course. To put it simply, if you see a standard that needs to be graded in one of your courses, you definitely need to fill that in. All standards that need to be graded for that trimester will show up on your courses, so nothing should ever be left blank. Please know that if you need any further assistance, you can always reach out to a coach in your building or a teacher who attended our professional development session on Friday, November 30th. Good luck, everyone.